wanted to chop it up about Mikey Williams. I actually been doing a little bit of research and it's been hard to find video of him or Dior. I think his name is Dior Johnson. I've been working on videos for both of them. But this video was about this YouTuber made a video about that college has Mikey Williams problem. So he feels like Mikey Williams hype is going back in the upwards trajectory. I'm still trying to figure out how to view a full game of his without seeing just highlights. If I'm being honest, a lot of what I've seen has been just a lot of like X pages, Twitter, other pages trying to get his name back off. I'm not saying it's a bad idea, but what I'm saying is I don't necessarily think that I think his efficiency is the real issue. That's why I said I don't think it's really about his age. I don't really think it's like that's why I said I think he can bounce back. But I think the problem is his age and his efficiency in chucking up the ball, playing team ball, taking effective shots, having a good utilization, and not just looking like you going ball crazy the whole game. That's why I said I think for the year he's averaging a shooting percentage under 40%. Like that's not doing it. Like that's why I say like Dior, he's actually looking like a decent prospect if I'm being honest. That's why I said like minus all the hype, minus the name, I can't really say Mikey is a better prospect than Dior. And Mikey, to me, have similar bags. Like they can get off. You know what I mean? Like they got moves, they got counters. But Mikey's percentages is not looking it. It's not looking it. So let's get into this video and see what this young man is talking about. See if I can cut this mic down. Which way is down? Let's cut it up. Let's cut it all the way up. I think that's down. Okay. Let's see how this works.
It's 26, and somehow, some way, Mikey Williams is back. Yeah, that Mikey Williams. The same kid who broke the internet before he could legally drive. The same name that felt bigger than college basketball itself. The same player people were ready to label as overhyped, finished, or another mixtape myth. And yet, here we are. Because in the 25-26 season, while most people weren't paying attention, Mikey Williams quietly hit the reset button, transferring to Sacramento State, taking on real responsibility, and actually hooping again. Not for clout, not for Instagram, not for nostalgia, but for real minutes, real production, real games. This isn't a nepotism story, this isn't a pity story, and this definitely isn't a remember when story. This is college basketball's Mikey Williams problem, because the player everyone wrote off is suddenly forcing people to ask an uncomfortable question. What if the hype was wrong, but the talent was always real? Let's talk about how Mikey Williams went from viral punchline to legitimate college hooper, and why his resurgence matters more than people realize.
They have a losing record right now, so that's why I said he really be getting off. He got to take this team to some kind of bowl for it to really be some kind of story like that, because his averages are horrible.
Let's get into it.
Get 4 iPhone 17s on us and 4 lines for just $25 a line.
Mikey Williams' story is one of the weirdest timelines in modern basketball. At one point, he wasn't just a 5-star recruit. He was the most famous high school hooper in America. Millions of views, celebrity attention, NBA players in his comments. People weren't asking if he'd make the league. They were arguing about how big he'd be. Then came the first plot twist. Mikey originally committed to Memphis, a program built on star guards, NBA pipelines, and national exposure. On paper, it was perfect. Penny Hardaway, bright lights, big expectations. But here's the thing. He never played a single minute for Memphis. Because before his college career could even start, legal issues from high school completely derailed the plan.
I say these young rappers are probably, I mean not rappers, these young hoopers are probably the first, clearly like the first generation of it, but like where social media became more harmful than good. He was definitely one of those cases.
Turned into court dates. Practices turned into question marks. And just like that, the conversation flipped. The hype didn't disappear, it curdled. Suddenly, Mikey Williams wasn't being discussed as the future of basketball anymore. He was being discussed as a risk, a distraction, a cautionary tale waiting to happen. The same internet that built him up was now waiting to tear him down. After everything settled, Mikey ended up at UCF, and for many people, this was supposed to be the reset. New school, new conference, clean slate. But the reality was harsher. At UCF, Mikey wasn't that guy. He averaged just 5.1 points per game, played limited minutes, and never became a featured piece of the offense. The flashes were still there, the tough jumpers, the confidence, the swagger, but flashes don't erase doubt. And the critiques came fast. His handle wasn't tight enough to control possessions. His shot selection was questionable. His efficiency lagged. And physically, he didn't overwhelm college defenders the way people assumed he would. Now, without the hype bubble, people started saying the quiet part out loud. Was he always just a mixtape? Did the fame come before the fundamentals? Is this another viral prodigy who peaked at 16? By the end of his UCF run, the verdict felt final to most fans. Mikey Williams wasn't a future star anymore. He was a what if, a warning label, a name people brought up in debates about overhyped recruits. And that's where most people stopped paying attention, which is exactly why what happened next caught everyone off guard. In the spring of 2025, Mikey transferred to Sacramento State, a mid-major in the Big Sky that lives nowhere near the national spot.
Okay, that's what I'm saying now. I don't know if I can actually get through that whole video because I was already doing research on him. So here's an article that I was going over that came out on the 13th. That's yesterday. NBA draft experts share harsh truth about Mikey Williams at Sacramento State. It says Mikey is making highlights again. That is what a talented guard was always. That's what he was always good at. After winning journey puts up some exciting film means nothing. I want to see actual game play. That is always going to be the problem. Look, so here's the problem. Highlights don't tell those stories. Just like I said, that's because I actually coach. Be watching kids. I actually love development. There has been a lot of basketball accounts on social media drumming up the idea that he's a first round pick. And well, no. Code. The Athletic Vincini explained this on X. He is 22 years old in June and shooting 38% from the field and 25 from three. And that's exactly what I was talking about. He has not been shooting the ball well at all. And from three in the Big Sky for a team that has lost seven games in a row and is 1-11 against D1 teams this year. No, that's not good. Oop, I keep clicking on stuff. So no, I don't think he's a future first rounder. Mikey does it again, scoring. See, and that's why I said social media hype is so crazy. Because none of that shit really be real. And you be having to go do the research yourself to really find out what's going on with some of these folks. Because listen to this. It says Mikey Williams does it again, scoring 29 points against Portland State. In his last 3 games, he is averaging 29.6 points. 29.6 points a game. Future first rounder, and the highlights to make it seem like he's really out there doing the damn thing. Like I'm not mad. But it paints a different picture. Cause that's why I say we always known that he can hit shots. He's explosive. He's actually a decent sized guard with some good weight to him. He can get to the basket. That's why I said mid range three. We've seen it. I think they talked about his handle not being tight enough. I think social media definitely alters the lock-in nowadays, if I'm being honest. That's just my honest opinion. Like, when you're really trying to do something, you gotta really remove yourself all the way from it. And sometimes that's hard. That's why I said he built his whole life on that shit. So, you know what I mean? So that's why I said, so some of it is hard because it's just like he probably want to document the come up and it ain't really necessary. He really need to lay low and lock in. He's putting up numbers this season too in the counting stats, 17 points and 4.7 assists per game, but it's not going to translate to NBA. So I actually feel bad because I was looking up Dior's and they're the same height, not to do too many comparisons, but I think Dior is on the lighter end. Yeah, Mikey is almost 200 pounds. If that's, if this is real 6'3", they're both 6'3" guards. Dior is at a smaller school, but this is what I was really looking at. Last year, he only got 8.5 minutes a game, shot 45 from the field, 30 from three, 90 from the free throw line, but he only averaged 2 points a game, 3 points a game. That was his first year there. last year. And now this year, 13 games played, we're up to 25.6 minutes a game, shooting 57% from the field, shooting 57% from three damn near, and 85% from the free throw line, 84.4, 2.5 rebounds, 1.5 assists, 1.3 steals, turnovers, averaging more turnovers than assists. I mean, I'll say he's a scoring guard, but that means nothing. That's actually really trash. You should need to do way better with that, distributing the ball. You're really a point guard, let's be honest. But look, he's averaging 23 points a game this year. Right now, he's averaging 23.8 points a game, 24 points a game for. Oh, okay, yeah, he was at UCF last year. Okay, so I wonder if him and Mikey was on the same team last year. I think I saw a clip of Dior in one of Mikey's highlight films. I wonder if they was on the same team last year, but they both wasn't doing well. Yeah, and that's what I said. So then after they get acclimated into college, now they start going off. Like he's up to 310 points this year. And that's what I'm saying. He, in my opinion, has a better opportunity at maybe getting a spot, getting a call, getting a real tryout if he ends up doing a little bit of something with this, in my opinion. It's just an opinion though. Please let me know your thoughts. But I really feel like Mikey is it could be a mixture of forcing it and feeling like your time is like really here right now. So again, then that can go into forcing it a little bit too much. But I do wish him the best, but I just don't think, like the article said, like I've been seeing the channels kind of pushing like he might be able to get, like that his talents can easily translate, and he hasn't been showing the consistency to even prove that yet. Spurts maybe, but nothing like to stand out, nothing that's standing out to me. There's a couple other guards that are even like descendants of somebody that was in the NBA, children or related, that are doing pretty good, that I see are gonna be giving some cats in the NBA some run for their money. I have names that sound very familiar, so just gotta wait and see. But yeah, just wanted to get that talk off. Let me know your comments, thoughts, and things. I'm out.